Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. This is all over the place. Oh goodness, it's Friday night. I'm ready for the weekend. Hopefully you all are doing well. Let's check this one out. Okay, Libra, Libra, Libra. All right, I'm gonna take out this cough drop I have. I forgot it was in my mouth when I started. All right, okay, let's see. Let's start with the card. We have the Fool. This is from the Thoth deck, and well, what is the Fool all about? Kind of having no attachments to any realm, really, going about life and just kind of by your intuition, you know, in merriment and you know, going with the breeze a bit. This is how I picture the Fool anyways. Being very close to God because there are no inhibitions. There are no, you know, having to be kind of shackled by social mores and just kind of lawless. Full of merriment at times, but also can be quite dark. When you are able to exist without morality, ethics, the laws of man, you know, you can end up going down some pretty dark corridors. So, a most wonderful archetype, something that, you know, in some ways we all wish we could be detached from things, from society, from our responsibilities. Kind of an unmolded, unrefined thing. On the other hand, you know, it's not an easy path to walk by any means. Okay, let's look. Let's see what we have. Let's see. Well, the first thing I see immediately is we have a person, this formation, kind of petting a big, large cat. I wonder if my cat, Pudgy, if he put this in there for me. He's probably says you should be in bed with us right now, cuddling, petting me, giving me treats. But I look at this and I see that there is really a tendency towards empathy, kindness. You are a person that goes out of your way to help others, to you know, go and greet animals. You probably cohabitate with maybe some furry friends, or, you know, maybe they're not furry. But you seem to be a person that, and because I see the cat, and these are, you know, kind of the internet's generalizations, but somebody who is drawn to a cat, or can appreciate the independence and the kind of, you know, mercurial nature of a cat. That is somebody who really respects the autonomy of others, likes to live beside people, beside others, have parallel lives, but don't need to be constantly affirmed. There's a very independent spirit about you, and yeah, so I think that I am a person that really, I adore cats. I adore dogs as well, but I've always had cats. And so cat people are my people. You know, we're a little bit silly, a little bit maybe low-key kind of neurotic, but we also, you know, there is a kind of person that really, we don't need our furry family members to always need and want us every moment of the day. Maybe we like difficult, complicated people. Maybe we like people that have their own opinions, that have strong personalities, that kind of do as they please. And yeah, so let's see. I want to look some more here. So I'm seeing this doorway. It seems important because of its positioning. So there's some kind of gateway. I'm also seeing these formations of kind of the torso, head, arms of two humanoid figures. They're both raising their arms up. It looks like they're kind of raising them up towards the central position, which to me kind of is like yearning for something, calling out for help. But what comes to mind truly with the doorway, the gateway, and then these images, I have this feeling of something very dreamy, kind of going into that other place. Maybe I have a feeling of like the worshipping of the night sky. I knew it. This kind of endless cosmic mother. And the idea that our dreams, as much as they are a place, a destination, or many destinations, another realm, dimension, what have you, a laboratory possibly for us to play out scenarios, ordeals, work things out, create things, experience the collective unconscious more freely. So many, I mean, it is so many things. But I like that one of the many ideas, and I think that it exists as so many infinite things, but one of the ideas is that our dreams are very much conscious themselves, though part of ourselves also their own intelligence. And when we go into our dreams, cross into this place, sometimes our dreams or entities, intelligences, parts of our self, psyche, whatever, however you want to look at it, these things will request work of us. Okay. And sometimes that is meant to cross over into our waking life, to accomplish things in our day side that our dream world is revealing to us needs to be done or requesting of us. And I believe that you have something coming up, or you have been dreaming about it already. Some kind of self-work, spiritual work, maybe a very clear task. Maybe it is more ambiguous, but your dreams are asking you to do something. Okay? Now, here's my little disclaimer. Do not do anything violent. Do not harass people, harm yourself. If you are having bad dreams, if you are having, you know, violent dreams, night terrors, these kinds of things, this is not what I'm talking about. So I do not advocate that at all. And if you are, I think it's important that you find some kind of support. Okay. I don't always talk about it, but I do often. So if you've watched my readings, I am a huge advocate for counseling, therapy, you know, seeking support. If you have a support system, if you do not, even if you have never had a mental health crisis, if you consider yourself a normal, put together person, we should all have support systems set up, people that we call if something were to happen, if we start feeling unwell, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and we should have a crisis plan in case something were to happen. I mean, you never know sometimes, okay? You just don't. So these are all things that, you know, I just want to put that disclaimer there. But what I do think is that this is some kind of task, maybe something like a ritual, maybe something like making some kind of offering, fruit, talisman, sigil, rearranging your temple, cleansings, planting something like a tree in your yard. I mean, it could be anything. Going to the water, cleansing yourself. Prayer. It could be, you know, so many other things. Going back to school. You know, calling somebody that you need to check in on. I mean, it could be anything. But this is a message from your dream. And you will know, if you don't already know, as you're watching this, it will come to you. And, you know, just be ready and receptive to that. Then you have to decide, am I going to go through with this? Does it even matter to me? That's a whole other story. I do think it is important, though. I think it's important for your own self-work. And I think just for, I mean, honoring the request, that can be very important, especially when it's linked to some kind of gateway. Okay. All right. So we also have what looks like a large, fat, frog, toad possibly. My favorite. It is where I live. It is becoming frog and toad season. That means we hear them. Their bacchanalian mating rituals, out there singing, you know, all their little love songs, and making a bazillion little tadpoles. Yeah, it's one of my favorite times. I am definitely, I try to limit myself from touching any kind of wild beast. But oh my goodness, sometimes when I'm at the lake or the ponds, there are some places that we hike that there are a lot of little toads just hanging out near the trail, and my child is just beside her. So she is like her mother. She wants to look and pet and touch things, and yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to stop myself and to stop my child. So we were quite a pair. But when we see this toad, you know, some people say, in some books you will read, that seeing a toad, especially like a black toad or a frog, that this is maybe a sign of death, decay, something kind of falling apart. And I don't feel that, especially in this story that's kind of building here for me. I think that more than anything, that this is actually coming to a kind of a peak of the season of just really having a lot of fulfillment, a bit of leisure. Really just, I imagine these little toads, maybe a frog. Frogs are a little more skittish. They're not out there as much sunning themselves. And I used to live at a place that had a big front window, like an apartment complex, and they had a big front window in the lobby, and it went down to the floor, and all the little bugs would, you know, be flying up against it because the light was on all the time in the lobby, and there would be just a line of toads. I always called it the toad buffet. They would be just lined up one next to the other, eating. And so I just look at this symbol and I think this is just a time of maybe a little indulgence, but really just going for what it is that feels good right now. Not to the point of destruction, but allowing yourself to have a little freedom, have, you know, kind of a free reign of your desires and your interests, the things that you find moving right now, and just kind of that happy little toad singing its song, you know. And I think that's a pretty wonderful place to be in. Okay, let's see. I also, another animal. I know sometimes I get comments on here, why are you always talking about animals and gardening, and you know, you can't always just talk about, well, guess what? I'm going to, because I that's what comes to mind. These are the visions that I have. These are the things I relate to. And I'm sorry, you know, if these aren't the readings for you. I get it. A lot of, you know, I'm just as picky as you are. And honestly, I have so often had a hard time relating to any kind of readings, although I do relate to my husband. Shout out to Dove and Serpent Tarot. Go check out Paul. I love his readings. But I've so often, you know, I don't know what they're I know what they're talking about. I just don't, has no application in my life really. There are a few people on here, and that's, I want to say, if you do any kind of readings, divination, and you have a channel, link it up, you know, or send me the link. I want to check it out, and you know, I'll put it on my community posts or whatever. So anyways, here's another animal. We have a bird in flight. It looks like it's kind of a migratory bird, maybe a goose. And so I feel somebody in your life is going to be on the move. Maybe it's you. But I really am feeling like, and I don't want to just turn this. I'm feeling like this is maybe a sibling that, I get this feeling of sibling. Maybe a sibling or somebody who is very close friend that feels like a sibling. Okay, and they are maybe, well, I feel that you are parting. Okay, I feel like there is like a departure happening. This kind of migration, maybe not forever, but just kind of, you know, you're going to be parting ways. I think that it's going to be a happy thing. I don't feel like this is sad at all. I'm looking at this, it looks like a little lobster. I feel like it's going to be a very blessed, enjoyable trip. I feel like this is maybe, it could be partially work, but mostly it's for, you know, the adventure. Maybe they're going to go see some sights or do, you know, do some kind of naturey stuff, go to an old city abroad. I don't know, but it feels like it'll be educational, maybe a little work, but definitely some adventure and leisure, pleasure happening as well. Hopefully this is you and your sibling is staying back home. But it might be that they are. Maybe they will bring you back something really nice though, a little souvenir. Okay, let's see. And I want to check out these ones down here. We have a swan. Now, usually I would say that this is something to do with love, but I feel like, and we are right coming up just a couple days away. By the time you're watching this, I think actually it will come out on Mother's Day. So, I feel like just that beautiful swan, maybe a goose, you know, whatever it is, this very motherly, very protective kind of vibe. We see the heart. We have this other, it looks like more of a baby. We have maybe the papa over here or another family member, but everybody is kind of paying homage to this beautiful bird in the middle. And I think that is definitely mama bird. So either it's you or maybe your own mother you're going to be celebrating. Maybe you're being celebrated, okay? Maybe you have a daughter. This will be one of her Mother's Day and you all are celebrating each other. But it seems like it's an important thing, the women in your family, okay? And I feel like there is a lot of appreciation, strength, and coming together for this. So that's awesome. I love seeing that in families. I read, I'm in all those kind of mom groups. I read so many sad stories, people being forgotten, nobody, you know, even saying hello, congratulations, happy Mother's Day, any of these things. So when we have a family that, you know, shows up for us, that supports us, that gives us, you know, some recognition for the things that we have done and worked hard for, that's always nice. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be a huge, like, you know, over the top thing, but even just a thank you, that goes a long, long way for sure. Okay, let's check this one out down here. Let's see what's going on. So we have a little songbird. I also have an illuminated candle. And some other birds. They're in flight as well. So it makes me almost wonder, are your little birds returning to the nest to visit you? Or are you going home? Are you going to go home and visit your mom? Or do you miss your mom maybe? Maybe this is part of that dream work. Mother's Day, Father's Day, these kinds of days are very difficult if you've lost your parent. My mother, I have a few mothers now. I'm blessed enough that people took me under their wing throughout my life, but my original mother, my blood mother, she died when I was 11 years old. So how old am I now? 37, 38. So all these years later, I still, every single Mother's Day, and my father died when I was that age as well. So both of those days, I always have, you know, a little sadness, have to light a little candle in remembrance. And especially now that I'm a parent myself, a mother now, it's even more, in some ways it's even more devastating, but also it really humanized my parents for me, going through the process of becoming somebody else's parent, you know, and still being the same person I am, but you know, now I am, somebody looks at me and thinks I know everything. Thinks that I know what I'm doing, and half the time I don't. Maybe even more than half the time. So if this is the case, if you are mourning your mother, or maybe she's still alive, you don't have a relationship, you know, I want you to just do something special and take care of yourself. Don't be alone. You know, a lot of people are suffering these losses, right? They grieve, and a lot of us try to, you know, minimize it so we don't ruin other people's days. But it's important for you to be able to express yourself and to feel your feelings and let those things out. You know, we don't need to carry that. And you'd be surprised at how many people feel the same way, you know, and they quietly kind of suffer it. So I'm sending you my love. And I hope everybody has, if you are not a woman, of course, I hope that you are out there supporting the moms that you know in your life. If this reading is being heard by somebody who does not identify as a mother, I hope that you are supporting those wonderful people in your life. So anyways, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. I am ready. I'm ready to put this down right here and do my little spiel. And I just want to say thank you. If you would be so kind as to like the video. It helps me get into the algorithm, and it's helping me grow the channel. It's helping us grow the channel. One person at a time, and I appreciate every single one of you. If you have not subscribed, please think about doing so. Hit the little bell button when you do that, and it will let you know when the next videos are coming out. You can watch all of your placements. You can watch every reading if you want to. I know a lot of you are cross watchers as well, and that is always fun seeing what's going on in the life of your loved ones. And yeah, leave a comment. I love hearing from you all. Today I had a lot of really sweet messages, and it really literally just like, you know, those little dopamine hits of love and kindness and good energy, and I appreciate that so much. Okay, that's it. I want to thank you, and we will talk again real soon, Libra.